Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. I'm SocietySucks and today I'm checking out How to Survive Prison by Mitsi Studio. I assume that everybody who's going to watch this video is never actually going to go to prison. At least I hope so. But just in case, may as well learn how to survive, just in case you do end up in prison.
You did something very wrong, and now you're trying to remember what it was. The only thing you know for sure is you were drunk as hell the night before, and you can't remember jack shit of what went down. Did you crawl behind the wheel and run over an old white lady? Maybe you got caught in the wrong drug deal. Or how about you just hog-torted a whole bunch of crypto coins from your gullible followers? Who knows what happened? Luckily, there is a judge in front of you.
Or maybe you're innocent and you're just being accused of a crime that you didn't commit. Because that does happen. It doesn't happen very often, but it does happen.
Who can help you remember what you did. And before you have the time to blink, you're sentenced to 10 years in prison.
10
you give
years,
your
a whole
incompetent
decade.
court-appointed lawyer the finger, and that gesture symbolizes a goodbye waving to your old life that's now replaced by a brand new one, behind bars. While going on the bad boy bus ride, you use this moment to reflect on your time in prison. How do I keep a low profile? Who do I associate with? Safely taking a shower and avoiding an introduction to a reverse Romanian rectoscope. Yes, nothing very pleasant for all of them fresh fish, that's for sure. While walking towards the gates of the prison, you look up and take in your last view of the world outside. After entering, you are immediately stripped of all your clothes. Guards with latex gloves give you a thorough check from top to bottom, and after that you get your orange prison jumpsuit, a mattress, and you are sent to your cell to meet your cellmate. Or at least, that's what you think is going to happen. Let me welcome you to an all-American, state-of-the-art dormitory pod, which means you will spend all of your 3,652 days and nights with 100 other guys in one freaking room. Now that's what you might call a challenging wank. I guess prison is all about surprises.
Yeah, that probably does happen. Oh god. I think I'd rather be in a cell with just one other guy. Cause this would suck. Who knows what could happen? I don't even want to imagine what could happen.
After spending the first night with little to no sleep, you'd better forget about the next 10 years. Let's just focus on getting through the next 24 hours. You make your bed,
one day at a time,
the unit, and get ready for breakfast in the chow hall. By this time, you are probably not expecting a culinary petit déjeuner. In the US, people go out and eat shitty food voluntarily, so why would this be any better? Nevertheless, getting your nutrition is of the utmost importance. You need to stay physically strong and ready for anything in this harsh environment. You can't just call up family or a friend to bring in chopped pieces of meat. In prison, chopped pieces of meat are usually what's left after a ride.
Yeah, that's usually what's left of people.
And are taken the other way. Make sure no one's...
How often does that actually happen in prison? How often do people actually kill each other? Because obviously movies and TV make it seem like it happens all the time, but is that realistic or no? I would assume no, because it's TV, so it's just done for drama. How often do people actually stab each other with a toothbrush in real life in prison?
Spits or sneezes in your food while also keeping busy by making friends at the table. Since everyone has had their own unique court case drama, there's plenty to talk about. In front of you sits a fraudulent electrician charged with battery. Next to him, you find a Satanist caught with possession. To your right, you have a spice trader serving time for assault, and to your far left sits a transgender person who is in for identity theft. These dad joke kind of people are not exactly the folks you normally associate with, but it's better than going out into the yard and starting small talk with a bunch of Mexican cartel chaps, or a group of black gang members calling each other the N-word all the time. Who call each other the N-word? Who call each other the N-word?
Don't snitch. Don't snitch.
Ah, they call each other the N-word. And it's definitely better than saluting the Aryan Brotherhood fellow down at death row.
Oh, God.
After walking up and down the yard for a bit, it's time to get ready for your first job as an inmate. Whether it's work you like doing or scrubbing toilets with your toothbrush, you'd better do a good job, because good credits can result in an early release. Except when you are in jail for
good
life
behavior.
or just hanging out on death row. In that case, you are shit out of luck. You don't want to be that Aryan Brotherhood guy from before who ends up in a gas chamber, unless you are a big fan of
The irony! A Nazi ending up in a gas chamber. Perfect punishment, honestly.
irony, I guess. Good work can earn you some respect, and with a little creativity, even some popularity in prison.
What is this? Are these supposed to be bottles from, like, what was it called? Toilet wine or something like that? I think I heard about how they make wine out of toilet water in prison. Not sure how that would work, but apparently somebody's done it.
It can also get you some money, but don't expect any big
Oh.
checks. Nobody gets rich in prison. This time it's
Yeah,
the
no
state
shit.
that is pulling a rip deal on your ass. Imagine having to work for 10 years straight for 20 cents per hour. You'd think that is something bad. Well, consider yourself lucky this isn't Texas. They pay fuck all to their prisoners. It's the
Wow.
closest to those Texan wild boys can get in keeping a bit of slavery in place. And yes, it still involves black people. Duh.
Yeah, wow.
After
It
a
also
hard day
involves
of
everybody
honest
else. I guess that is fair. You're in prison. You're supposed to be punished. So not being paid for the work you do, or being paid an incredibly low amount, does make sense. After all, this is supposed to be a punishment for the crimes that you have committed.
work, it's time to go for a nice warm shower.
Well, he just got
now,
stabbed.
I probably don't have to explain one wants to keep an extra set of eyes in the back of their head going into that shower room. To paint a
Yeah,
clear
or else
picture
somebody's
of how
gonna pull a
bad
ditty
prison
on
can
you.
be, outside of prison, Don
What happens to somebody who kills somebody else in prison? If you kill another inmate, do you just get a longer sentence? I would assume you just get more time added to your current sentence. Because you're still killing somebody. Yes, it's another inmate, but it's still murder.
Draper is a fictional character. Inside prison, Don D. Raper is likely a real character. One that would ask you to give him head and shoulders if you're unlucky. Anyway, shower fast and get that unmolested ass out of that shower room as quick as you can.
Or just don't
During
shower.
dinner, the mood in the chow hall begins to change. A sense of unrest builds up among the inmates as more and more
Riot?
guards enter the facility. Whether you like it or not, you are about to be baptized into your first riot experience. Just remember, survival can be a game of chess, but with improvised knives instead of chess pieces. I don't know why I made that comparison. Anyway, when shit and blood hits the fan, you are basically subdued to the laws of the jungle. Or as Alicia Keys put it, concrete jungle where bad dreams are made of. Luckily, you used your sleepless hours to craft yourself a beautiful DIY shank device. And that what you stole
Did he just
to
lick
craft
blood
yourself
off the
a
blade?
beautiful DIY shank device.
Now that's how you get
And
an
that what
STD.
you stole from the kitchen
Or a different sickness.
Turns out it makes for perfectly fitted body armor. Because nothing says tactical genius like deflecting shanks with last night's stir fry. Amidst the chaos, you run around trying to find a safe space. It's important you don't run into any
Yeah, go to them.
serial
They can find
killers,
a
or
safe
basically
space.
anyone with a lifelong subscription to the prison. Those guys have nothing to lose.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh, and don't forget about the crazy people.
People who are in for life probably have no qualms about killing anybody because, well, it's not like they're gonna get any more time. They're in for the rest of their lives anyway.
For years, many mental health facilities have been struggling with capacity, and some of their mentally unstable residents ended up as normal prisoners. That's normal in quotation marks, FYI. By now, the guards
He
have
ate
stormed
his
in
heart.
and they are taking back control of the situation. A good job you didn't headbutt one of the tear gas grenades flying around, and when the smoke clears, everyone is guided back to their cells. Luckily, there is
How
no
often
time
does that
reserved for
happen?
you in the shoe. No additional charges, and a happy parole board kissing your ass. Congratulations, you survived the first 24 hours. But there is still a lot of time
That's
left.
nothing.
Times when you could get shanked, strangled, beat up by inmates or by guards, and the occasional threat of getting raped. I'm not sure what you can do to deter inmates from doing the last one. I mean, you don't want your perfect star to
He's-
turn into a full moon.
He's
Maybe
raping
swallow
his
a cork
corpse.
before taking a shower. Or show people your faked Guinness Book of STDs award. Whatever it's going to be, a place like this will force
Honestly, in prison, having an STD might be a good thing.
you to find creative ways on how to survive prison.
You know what the best way to survive prison is? Don't end up in prison in the first place. That was a very funny video. Obviously, you probably don't want to end up in prison. I would not survive in prison. I would probably die within less than a week. You know, with how many opportunities you have to be shanked by one of the other inmates, it makes me wonder what the survival rate is in prison. What percentage of prisoners actually serve their full sentence without being attacked and dying? And how often do those riots happen? And why do they even happen? It's not like they will ever result in anybody getting out of prison. Are they really so desperate they think they could escape? Well, at least they still have hope, I guess. That's something. But yeah, prison really does turn you into an animal. It's not the best system, and there's definitely a lot of people who don't deserve to be there. Because some crimes definitely shouldn't have you be put into a place like this. Although there definitely are people who deserve and should be in a place like this for the rest of their lives. But yeah, the prison system is the way it is. It probably won't be changing anytime soon. And I think that's everything. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider subscribing and leaving a like. If you want to check out more videos like this, check out this video right here. And with that, I'll see you in the next video.